welcome to Long's Toys. I have an Ultraman X review for you today. Three more of the Ultra Monster series for Ultraman X. This is number 9. If we take a look at his card, we can see his name is Gomess. This is number 10, and he is King Gesura. And then number 11 is Pigmon, which kind of sounds like a Digimon name. But he is obviously not. He is a crazy... He kind of reminds me of like a Fry Kid from McDonald's. I don't know if you guys remember Fry Kids from the 80s. That's what he reminds me of. Anyway, as far as I know, these are the last 3 in the Monster line, Ultra Monster series, because unfortunately Ultraman X has ended. It was a very cool show. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. You can stream it on Crunchyroll. That's where I watched it, and I really liked that show. I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of bummed that it's over already. There are a couple of the larger monsters coming out they're doing a movie, kind of like the series ended and now a final movie to kind of end it. So I do have those pre-ordered, and I'll take a look at them when they come in. And also there's going to be like another form for X that's getting a Spark Doll, so I have that pre-ordered as well. So I don't know when the movie's coming out officially. Whenever I can get a subbed copy, I'll watch it. But in the meantime, whenever that stuff comes in, we'll take a look. But for the meantime, I'm really getting away from the point here. We have these 3 Ultra Monsters to take a look at. So I'm going to go ahead, cut their tags off, and then we'll take a much closer look. Alright, up first here we have Gomess, and I just love the expression on his face. I don't really know why. I just think it's hilarious. Maybe because the eyes kind of reminds me almost of like really early on Godzilla from like the 50s and 60s movies, like when they made him kind of kitty. But I really love it. He's got big tusks. Nice painting. I mean, the eyes look fantastic. He has a little horn up here. It's painted nice. The brown on his chest looks great. All the detail molded into like his scales looks really fantastic. Articulation wise, just his hands move up and down, and the tail can kind of swivel from side to side. That's it. No waist, no legs. But it doesn't really matter. I think he looks fantastic. I love his coloring. I love his paint. Really nice job on this guy. Like him a lot. The card that he comes with is Cyber Gomess. Now, they have an S in parentheses afterwards. I'm not really sure why. But he looks awesome. I mean, he's got kind of like a lime green and kind of a emerald green color scheme going on there with some neons. It's really neat. I really like that a lot. You can see he is BK029. Take a look on the back. You can see he's a ground type. Little picture of him on the back there. So that's a pretty cool card. I like that a lot. Up next is King Gesura. He's got kind of a giant fish mouth. Reminds me of kind of like a big catfish or something. But the eyes are painted nice. He's got some nice kind of faded, like the yellow fades into the blue. It's a nice fade effect. But then he's got his kind of fins on his back are real bright yellow, which looks nice. He has his arms move up and down, and that might be it actually. His tail does not... no, his tail does not move. Pretty sure. His legs move. Okay, there we go. I was like, something else has to move on this guy. So yeah, so he's got hands and leg, or I should say arms and leg articulation there, which is pretty nice for a figure this size. It's pretty good. Usually there's about 2 points of articulation, I should say. But I like this guy. I like the fin on the back. I like his face. The paint on his claws is very nice. The card he comes with is Cyber King Gesura. If I can pick this up. Definitely like the look of this a lot. Kind of a teal blue with some kind of golden orange color accents there. At first this almost looked like a visor to me, but that's his mouth. It took me a second to realize that. But I really like the look of that. I think that's cool. He is BK030. Take a look on the back. You can see there, again, ground type. Picture of him from the show. Now, the thing that's weird is it's written Cyber King Gesura. They put an extra U in there. But when you look at the card, or I should say the tag that the card was encased in, it was Gesura. So I don't know if that's a typo or they just a weird romanization. Or maybe they were seeing they thought the extra U at the end of King, like it was King Gesura. I don't know. In any case, it's a weird romanization, but I think the card looks fantastic. and this guy's pretty neat. And last but certainly not least, we have Pigmon. I think he was not really like a monster that X fought on the show. He was just kind of like a fun monster. He befriended a small girl, and he's just like a friendly monster. But I think he's neat. He's a weird little guy, but I think he's cool. I kind of want to like hope he's a fan favorite just because he's just kind of fun. He has the least amount of articulation of anyone, unfortunately. Just his little flipper arms here can move. That's all he's got. But he's got a really nice detailed face. The eyes are painted well. The kind of black wash here on the legs, all the white parts, or kind of the cream colored parts. It kind of looks like bone. So I think they did a really nice job with the detail and the painting. But the other thing is, I mean, what other articulation would you really have? I mean, if the legs moved from side to side, it wouldn't really do anything because of how straight up and down they are. So, it kind of makes sense to only have this amount of articulation. So they just went and gave it a lot more love in the paint department. And I think it worked really well. Now the card he comes with, Cyber Pigmon. That's crazy off the wall. I mean, he's got some like kind of again, teal or turquoisey blue-green. Really looking crazy there. He's got a big P on his chest for Pigmon. He's got some claws. He's crazy looking. He is BK031, as you can see there. Picture of him on the back. Also a ground type. So there you go. I think that's a crazy looking card, but I like it a lot. So now we'll go ahead. We'll check out the sounds that these guys make with the X Divisor. Alright, so we'll start first with the sounds that the actual Spark Dolls or monsters make themselves with the X Divisor. Now, as usual, you scan the chip in the bottom of their foot, and it'll say the name, and the creature makes a sound, which is kind of what's unique. Then you can either choose Power Up, or Energy Power Up, or Training Mode. So both sides they're not really unique sounds because it's going to say the monster name and the monster sound, and then either Training Mode or Energy Power Up. So I'm not going to show both sides of it because it's not very unique. But in any case, we'll go ahead, we'll turn this on. Start with Gomess. It also doesn't matter if these are open or closed, just so you know. Alright, next up we have King Gesura. And Pigmon. So there you have it. That is the sounds for just scanning the chips in the bottom of the Monster Spark Dolls. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the cards they come with. Alright, so similarly as with the Spark Dolls, putting the card in with it closed does not do a whole lot. I'm just going to run through one to show you. So it kind of does the same thing. It'll do like a check or a power up, and it really just says the name of the card one time, and then you choose one or the other, and it says like power up or check you, and then so that's kind of it. So it's the same for every card. It'll just say the name of the card and then do one of those two. But if we just try it with this open, we'll also get to hear the name of the card, so I'm just going to move on to that. Now, as you can tell there, that's really the same sound effect. For armors that were not used in the show, he kind of just has that general attack sound when you hit this. And when you hit this, it's kind of usually just like a monster sound or a general explosion sound. So, while it is cool to hear them say the name of the monster and the armor active, the rest of the sounds are kind of generic. So there you have it. That's pretty much it for the sounds that these three cards will make with the X Divisor. So I like these guys a lot. They're definitely three cool little monster vinyl spark dolls. I recommend them for that purpose. They also all come with cyber cards, which, because they weren't used on the show, have kind of generic sounds that can kind of be brought out using the cards you already have. But they always say the name of the monster and the armor for the monster, so you do get some new sounds out of it. Plus, you get some sounds out of the chip and the spark doll's feet to begin with. So, while it's not 100% new sounds, there are some new sounds to be had. And plus, the nice thing about these are they're fun to collect, and they're usually somewhere in the area of like $6 to $4 before shipping, depending on where you pick them up. So, they're not usually that expensive, and they're just fun little guys to collect. And they do come with some things to give you some functionality with the X Divisor, which is always fun. So, as always, I recommend them because they're inexpensive and they're fun for, what they are. And I think they do a great job with the paint schemes on these guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Gomess, King Gesura, and Pigmon from Ultraman X. And thanks for watching.